I have great respect for the elves of Arcania. They use their power to alter their world for the better, as opposed to the endless sprawl of Cognesia. The Cognesian push towards technology could have resulted in the greatest world we have ever seen, but it's only brought war. Battle is good. Battle is a cleansing test of the spirit, whether it be with axe or quill. War is evil. War is a reflection of the mindless chaos of the abyss upon our world. The Cognesians were stopped 20 years ago, but have they learned anything? If not, we will teach them, this time for good. Balgan, chief of the DragonFang orc clan of Western Bellum, formerly recognized as Cognesia, father of Gerndar DragonFang. These were the words Gerndar DragonFang was raised with. His father, who had fought on the side of the Triple Alliance in the Great Battle of Kornbar, had hoped his clan would once again be in the realm of Bellum, as his forefathers. However, while the battle was won, the lines weren't redrawn, and the DragonFang clan remained under Cognesian rule. Balgan was a wise enough leader to place his people's safety and prosperity above a guaranteed failed revolution, but that hadn't stopped him from critiquing his current government for the past 20 years. He raised Gerndar and his elder brother Furlock in the old ways, the ways that had kept their people strong, the ways that honored earth magic and honest steel, not the machinations of engineers or power-hungry wizards. Furlock took to the ancient gods, and in return they had blessed him with powers that could make the rain fall, the earth shake, and fires roar. Gerndar had found those powers within himself, as his father before him. While Furlock might grow a forest to consume those who challenged him, Gerndar's blood would boil, and he would cut down that forest to achieve his goals. However, even with their father's strong influence, Balgan couldn't hold the outside world at bay, nor pretend that the old ways were the only ones that held power. Gerndar learned this firsthand one day, when he was shepherding the clan's sheep to the next watering hole, and he heard a boom across the cavern. There were two things that went boom in the caverns: rock slides and trolls. The latter could eat a whole herd of sheep if left to it. Gerndar blew on his war horn to alert his fellows at the front of the flock and ran in the direction of the boom. As his feet pounded on the hot sandstone, he turned the corner and his eyes fell on two trolls standing over a halfling, trapped between them. They were 50 feet away, one troll's fist already raised up to crush the halfling's head. Gerndar was too late. Suddenly, there was a bright flash of light, almost as if the sun had been unleashed into the cavern. Gerndar shook his head clear and looked back towards where the halfling had been, but only a blank space remained. The trolls were swinging back and forth in confusion, almost as if they had drank too much rock ale. Gerndar didn't have time to think about what had just occurred or where the halfling was. His enemies were weak, and one didn't survive in Clan DragonFang by showing mercy to trolls. He bellowed and charged forward, his great axe swinging above his head, closing the distance. Yet suddenly, the halfling appeared in front of him, nearly bowling the little one over as he skidded to a halt. "By the blazes of—" "Just a wee second, friend. Let Miss Merrycheek's elixir take its effect." Gerndar watched as the halfling threw a flask at the trolls, which upon impact showered them in what appeared to be glitter?
"Now, time for the beasties to take the long nap, don't you think?"
stated the halfling with a wink, and she pulled out a small metal tube in each hand, and out of them shot little roses. Before Gerndar could make hooves or ears of what was happening, the roses struck the trolls, who both burst into bright pink flame, and indeed took the long nap. Gerndar stared open-mouthed at the halfling next to him. "How?" was all he could manage. Upon closer inspection, he realized the halfling was carrying messenger bags, with the mark of Cognizia on them. She was a courier.
You don't know about Miss Mary Cheek's explosion emporium? Oh goodness, of course you wouldn't. Well, if you ever find yourself in Faradin, look her up. She can prepare you for any trouble that comes your way. I'd love nothing more than to chat, but unfortunately I got caught in a storm a week back and behind on my route, hence the shortcut through the caverns. Until next time, new friend.
And the halfling continued on her way, leaving a stunned Gerndar staring at the troll corpses. That night at the clan campfire, Gerndar was unusually quiet. A halfling, a courier halfling, had slain 2 full-grown trolls with nary a scratch. Gerndar looked over at Furlock. His older brother was a druid of the old gods, and as such, would be an advisor and healer to many clans in the years to come. But he would not rule. The clans were ruled by warriors, and as such, Gerndar was destined to one day wear his father's hauberk and receive the tattoos of the fangs on his cheeks. And he believed himself ready for that role, until today. There was too much of the world he did not know, and there was only one way to learn it. Balgon had only pride in his eyes as he watched his son walk towards Emnas, the nearest big city. It took a strong orc to rule, but it took an orc wise enough to know that strength alone wouldn't keep his clan alive. Balgon touched the old faded insignia of Bellum on his hauberk as he thought on this.